Ha! On a late Monday night, I was not expected to be making a video tonight, but 3 decided to surprise me with Inside Infinite for September. It's going over Flight 2, and some of what we can expect for it. They're going to do a live stream on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, yeah. So I'll probably cover that too. Yeah, or at least, show off the sneak peek at Big Team Battle, because that's what they're going to do, so. As we discussed a few times before, Halo Infinite's live service, every map and mode combination is really the sum of its all parts coming together. Some of our systems, like weapon racks, are purposely built to enable us to inject new toys into quick play and BTB quickly. Other areas, like ranked, require more scrutiny, which usually begins with the team taking passes on the level placement, then begin the process of discussion, debate over each one, make sure it's balanced into the environment. Even after relaunch, they're going to continue to learn and see what the community thinks about. That was from Tom French and Andrew Witz. The main problem we knew we had to solve was, how do we add new sandbox items to our gameplay without making friction among the player base? In previous games, you want to play new content, you had to wait for a specific map to appear in the matchmaking queue or hope that it was not vetoed by other players in the lobby. We wanted to build systems that could receive new toys and populate across the game versus just certain maps. We invested so much into the item spawner system that players see with weapon racks, equipment pads, grenade pads, and vehicle pads, so we could push a new weapon, equipment, grenade, or vehicle into the whole game. That's not only to say we won't put all changes through their paces, we want to make sure we add new items in a way that generates positive gameplay experiences. David Ellis, one of the things I learned from working on post-launch for 4 and 5 was no matter how you think you know how the community will react to a feature or mode, it's always critical to ensure you schedule out time to read and respond to it. They always talk about future opportunities to go with after Halo Infinite, but as with any live service game, the further you travel out of content calendar, the greater flexibility you'll want to allow for the studio and the community to find the fun together as Halo Infinite grows. How often do you work with the live team in your process? We work alongside them all the time. I have a sync with the live design team every Monday where we share where we're up to and the challenges we are facing. But we also geek out about each other's ideas for Halo and where we want to go next. On a game like this, it is imperative for live and multiplayer features to mesh well. It is important for our teams to be able to work in partnership effectively because our work is directly intertwined. For us to succeed, we need them to succeed and vice versa. This means we're regularly syncing with them to make sure our features are supporting their progression and cosmetics are working in harmony. When approaching Halo Infinite's version of BTB, most crucial design pillars, the team created the pillars for Big TB after a long meeting. We invited each multiplayer team member to share our favorite moments from past experiences. After doing that, we bucketed all the experiences ultimately came to design pillars. Embrace the Spartan Battle Fantasy. We want players to feel like they're within a Spartan unit, pushing through the battlefield and capturing objectives as a team. That's why we invest in things like Pelican, drops, Commander Mode, VO, weapon pads, from the sky to resupply the field, and a few more dynamic elements. We want it to feel like an active battle inside the Halo universe. Additionally, we want maps to feel like they are part of an iconic battle within the Halo universe. Empower players to thrive. There are many different types of players in the Halo ecosystem. People are pilots, some are slayers, or objective hunters. We wanted all of them to work together in this PTB. Fernando has a fantastic phase for the Sons of Pillar. Make sure everyone can feel like a hero in any match. Unleash the sandbox. The pillar kind of speaks for itself. We felt like the big in PTB was not just the number of players in the match or the size of the maps, but the number of options at a player's disposal and the toys available in the space for maximum fun. When the team set out to design the new experience, how did you approach drawing inspiration from the past? A lot of discussion came from talking about our favorite experiences, like targeting a set of modes that align with our goals, and figure out any new twist that would partner with the gameplay. When starting with Develop BTB, we started having the team share stories that they had in past experiences. We talked a lot about these as stories made us feel. What more did we want from those? What would we want out of the BTB experience that'll make the stories even better? These are all questions we asked each other to come up with for Halo Infinite's BTB. As you set out to evolve it, what aspects specifically see in the ways to improve upon it and make brand new? We're really offensive legacy PTB, so we're careful with not to mess with what's broken. Makes sense. We want a BTB experience that feels classic and modern at the same time. An opportunity to improve BTB was to make sure that the mode rules and balance consider the increased player count and the amazing new maps the level designers created. This allowed us to create an exciting pace through a PTB match, which combined with the awesome new toys in our sandbox make the perfect stage to players can stand out memorable moments with their friends. We took a similar philosophy in how we approach BTB as we ran up but turned it up to 11. There is the core experience of spawning at your base, jumping into vehicles, and going out into the world, but we looked at how we could spice it up. Tanks, for example, especially the Scorpion, are extremely powerful vehicles that would tend to dominate matches. We looked at how we could make them an amazing moment in a match that really punctuates our power. How did the team arrive at the design for an expanded 12v12 player count? The short answer for me is that we wanted this to feel like a bigger team experience, and adding 4 players to each team seemed like a natural path. More players mean more player interactions, which we felt wasn't that positive. The more the merrier. Having said that, we found the 12v12 count maintains that classic BTB pacing, while increasing the possibility for fun player engagement in all parts of the map, also contributes to our first pillar, embracing the fantasy. No matter what you're doing in a BTB match, you will see awesome moments happening around you. Having worked on Halo 5's Warzone, it's important that we didn't go smaller than that. There was a lot of learning we could bring forward to create a bigger battlefield for players in BTB. It would feel weird if we lowered our player back after that. I want to make sure BTB and Evidence starts with a bang. Then we scope to make classic Halo modes and new Halo modes better than ever. What type of design challenges will come increase in the player count by 50%? I think one of the biggest challenges has been around game mode pacing. What I mean by pacing is the feeling of urgency in a match. Ideally, you want to start a match with excitement, and over time that turns into tension, so that at the end of a match you feel fulfilled as a player when the conclusion is reached and one team is victorious. Pacing can be a challenge when you increase the number of players. A lot of stress of providing good pacing falls on the map in the game modes, and I think our team's done a fantastic mode working together to crack this puzzle. What time of new design challenges? Game. Just split that. When concerning Halo Infinite's maps, what's the approach from a design standpoint? Are there major tenets you adhere here based on the size or mode being played? We strive to build exciting levels that offer unique combat experiences within our suite of gameplay spices. Our team is to create maps that enable and challenge the variety of playstyles within Infinite's multiplayer. While we want each level to offer a different flavor, we simultaneously are looking to retain the core combat experience of sandbox iteration. It's a tricky balance of one they're constantly pushing to polish. There are so many cool types of equipment and weapons that's exciting to find the perfect spaces for them to thrive. We keep an open mind of variety in our suite of levels. We don't feel that gameplay spaces are a one-type-fits-all when it relates to size, pacing, modes. We have some good starting metrics, sure, but we find that playtesting feedback usually leads in directions that do not fit the mold. For example, while we aim to find the right balance for being rotational gameplay and strongholds map, for example, we have found that balance may be quite different depending on the unique flavor of the gameplay space. Next one. How does Infinite's new equipment? Similar to how we read the structure, there are equipment spawners all around the maps. The biggest difference in BTB is the amount of equipment charges that you receive per pickup. When you pick up equipment BTB, you receive up to 5. The reason we made this change is because we felt that increasing the frequency of the equipment verbs, people would be able to see more systemic outcomes of the sandbox more often. We feel it tied very well to their Sandbox Unleashed pillar, and our playtests have been validating this choice. Grounding multiple in BTB in general more than fiction and healing is something the team mentioned in the past. Why was this a goal? Grounding multiplayer was a goal that stemmed from Tom's creative pillar of You Are Your Spot in the Universe. The team loved this pillar, and we felt that they needed our designs up to his direction. We talked in previous Inside Infinite about how they want the multiplayer to be soaked with Halo feels when designing our systems, maps, and modes. It is mainly in service to this direction. As a team, we felt that if players build their own Spartan story, they need to feel like they are inside the Halo universe when they're playing our multiplayer. They felt the best way to immerse you in this universe of the series was to take some of the most memorable moments and put them front and center. What is it about Big Team Battle that has made it such a long-standing resonant favorite among the community? I think BTB is such a favorite because it puts a Halo sandbox on display in such an extravagant way. There are always so many toys in play that you can't help but feel the rush of sniping from your base than being a cutter on the back of a Warhog. I think the team versus team fantasy of BTB is important to the experience. Singing siege an enemy base with multiple vehicles full of players is such a memorable thing. I finally think back to my days of playing Halo 2 and 3, being the passenger seat of a Warhog as it's flying over the middle hill of coagulation, and I'm just playing the Halo theme in my head the whole time, with a big smile. You know what? Considering that he said that, I hope that Blowgoach comes back. I would love for that to come back. I would love for that. PTB isn't just more players, it also features some new modes. We designed infinite BTB modes from the ground up to encourage teamwork and support different player archetypes. Whether you're an incredible sniper, a skillful Warhawk driver, or a stealthy flag runner, you can contribute meaningfully to the outcome of any match. Across both classic, like Slayer and Capture the Flag, and brand new modes like Total Control. The BTB experience should feel fresh and iconic at the same time. We wanted each mode to have a different life to fresh spotlight those different player types. BTB is a place where we want as many players as possible to come in and have a good time. We also wanted each match to feel fresh. That's why we have invested so heavily in systems that changed up each match. In one map, we even have some new ways to get a catch of power by interacting with the map a whole new way with their AI. A new exciting element of BTB is the inclusion of iconic vehicles. This is where Halo vehicles shine. We looked at vehicles in PTB, it's just a few different ways. First was the combat map, and vehicles are always there. When players spawn into the map, they'll always have a place to go, hop in a vehicle just like always. We also wanted a way to escalate the experience over time. As pelicans drop in, they will at first start dropping instead of ground vehicles, but as the match goes on, they will start dropping in more powerful vehicles, air vehicles, and eventually tanks. We want the more powerful vehicles sandbox to feel special and create a moment in the game that can change the flow, depending on what vehicle is brought in. What's your personal BTB memory from the Halo franchise? If you asked me 2 years ago, I'd tell you about the rest of that magical collection I hinted at, but I played Halo Infinite's BTB, and most of my favorite stories are from this one. One of those stories involved me driving a chopper through a grav cannon to splatter 2 enemies. Excellent vehicle and grapple jacket enemy walls that chase a friendly Razorback that escort our team's flag carrier back to base. It was the best. There's always a moment from Halo 2 LAN Party where it comes to mind coagulation where I'm in the middle of the map on the hill by the cave. There is an enemy Scorpion about to shoot me at a rocket launcher on the ground. I run and hold X to try and pick it up, hoping in time I can shoot in time, but in the chaos, their teammate in a Banshee tries to spot me, so I hijack it. Instead, the Scorpion shoots, and I fly away safely. With Halo Infinite's BTB, there's just so many moments like that and more opportunities. One of my favorites, getting into a full while playing Redacted, driving full speed to check this, the other team does the same. I had picked up a repulsor on the way and jumped out to throw the enemy Razorback to a disarray as my team used that moment to secure the objective and get out. It's funny. I feel exactly like Andrew on this one. I have so many fond memories of playing Halo 3 BTB back in the day, but playtesting Infinite's BTB has created so many new memories. Probably my favorite was in one of our last CTF playtests. We were tied 2-2, and there was 1 minute left in the match. I loved being a sneaky flag carrier, so I knew it was my time. I snuck in the base, got a double nuke coming them, no shame, and nabbed the flag. I had no teammates around, so I had to hide in the flag in a little corner, hoping someone would get the hint that I needed a driver. The teammate got the memo and picked me up in a mongoose. Since we were starting to drive back, we got chased down by the enemy's wasp. With 5 seconds in the clock, I managed to get the flag catch and win a match for our team. I'd never felt so cool in my life. My old favorite BTB was more of a development memory. At the end of Halo 4, we would play endless, timeless, and scoreless all day while waiting for new bugs to trickle in. I loved driving the Warhawk and had countless runs trying to grab a squad full of teammates in front of enemy base of Ragnarok to pull the flag and then launch the crew and the Hog out of the base for a run back to home. I remember Kick laughing all day long doing that, but like everyone else, Infinite BTB continues to give me amazing water cooler moments, and playtests are always full of people yelling at sharing to play the game. I can't wait to keep having those kinds of moments with the community in this upcoming flight and when we release. Halo's 20 years spans generations of consoles and players alike. When setting out to create Academy, the multiplayer team knew that granting grizzled veterans and freshly enlisted free-to-play Spartans a chance to tool around with their favorite weapons was incredibly important, but also doing out some knowledge and terminology, tactics, or anything. What are the goals and design pillars for Academy? With Infinite's multiplayer being free, the Academy was born out of necessity of supporting an evergreen place for new players to join and fight, and returning players to be able to slide back in, having ways to warm up with the game and learn the new toys. This became the core driver for the Academy features. Give players ways to learn about maps and systems without the fear of being shot in the face by players. Players desire play in multiplayer, but also often holds out with how good the community becomes at the game. Even dipping once virtual tells the matchmaker brings a lot of anxiety to new people trying to get into the game once the game has been released. Academy gives multiple outlets for players to prepare themselves to fall back, and if they need more practice. Provide tools to learn core mechanics and provide pathways to master through crafted, fun, replayable, bite-sized experiences. Learning comes from repetition on a smaller problem set, and this is a game, so learning needs to be fun to compel players to want to learn more. Give context to the multiplayer part within the greater Halo. As we mentioned before, the concept of our core pillars of the multiplayer, but the Academy and more, specifically tutorials where the journey begins. So the initiative Spartans are cool, but what about new players? The question becomes, how do we show everyone how cool Spartans are? And in particular, the player Spartan are important to large universe as well as Master Chief. On top of that, for fans of Halo, it's intended to strike their love for their Spartan while interfere with the gameplay they already know and love. And here's a look at the capture the flag. I see that they've actually taken, the designs from CE. So I thought that was really cool. It's funny how sometimes my real life becomes a good tool to educate the design. When we kicked off Infinite Academy, I was coaching my youngest son's soccer at the time. This helped my brain organize how you prepare the players for the big match. We discussed how Academy was set like a practice session, giving people drills to focus on individual skills, give them tools safely equip with their learning, and chance to work together as a team and scrimmage with the stress of the real game. Initially, we thought about shipping another drill in light weapon drills, but when we tested the game with players across a greater variety of weapon skills, we recognized that just about every player could aim and shoot. So one player might engage just getting familiarity with weapon aiming and shooting. Later, moving while shooting, while players with more experience are likely to enjoy weapon drills on another level by perfecting their runs and sharing high scores online with friends. Ultimately, we decided to prioritize features that are critical for onboarding new players, while also providing opportunities to a greater variety of player skills to enjoy. Since Academy is filled with firsts for the Halo franchise, there must have been some challenges while designing and building it. It took us some time to find the right balance between experiences that promoted learning and experiences that were fun. We had early prototypes that reinforced sandbox mechanics, explained them to players, but it fell flat when you played them. We had other prototypes leaning so far into fun gimmicks, they reinforced gameplay behaviors that would get you in trouble. Being a downstream team from other functional teams, we had to make sure that Academy content represents the game we're shipping. The tutorial itself pulls so many elements together from across the game. We really had to keep tabs on items and features. Trying to find the right lens of what Academy needs to teach was important for us to figure out. We landed with the mentality that Academy shouldn't try to teach every nuance of the game. It would be too overwhelming to teach every jump trick, every min-maxing method of weapons, etc. Instead, we teach the fundamentals. And if players learn about these techniques, they have the tools to experiment with them in a safe place. Eventually, as the game is in the wild, we see all the kind of crazy things players do in the game. We aim to add more training over time. As players learn more tools, master more details of mastering Infinite. Oh, finally, we'll be able to finally test out the Shockwave for the first time. I'm itching to get my hands on this weapon and see how it plays, because it kind of looks like a precision weapon. Maybe it's their version of the DMR. We'll see. And they did confirm that it's a banished weapon, so keep that in mind. Next up, player progression. At launch, Halo Infinite will feature one primary progression path for players, which is the Seasonal Battle Pass. The pass, which includes avenues for both premium and free unlocks, will offer a large array of cosmetic content, helmets, visors, armor coatings, etc., along with a few consumables, XP boosting, and challenge swaps, which are unlocked by earning XP via completion challenges. More on that later. Every tier of the pass required the same consistent amount of XP from getting to end. So, whenever you're working to unlock tier 2 or tier 52, each unlock across the 100 tier pass, so like MCC, will require the same amount of XP. As a reminder, your weapon pass in Halo Infinite will not expire, but it's always able to progress a pass from any season. More games need to learn from that. So, I hope that trend takes off. Anyway. In addition to the primary battle pass for each season, Halo Infinite will also offer special limited time event passes. These free special passes are only available during specified event periods, including a separate track with separate rewards that are often tied to unique armor cores for a given event. In general, an event will be available from 1 to multiple weeks, including weekends, offering players multiple opportunities to unlock available rewards. The marquee event, although not the only one, for Season 1 is the Fractures Tenrai, which is how players will adorn their samurai armor core. This event will be available to all players approximately 1 week per month during Season 1. In the event, will come and go throughout the season, available for people to make progress. Each time the fracture returns, their progress will carry over, giving people multiple opportunities to unlock all 20 tiers. Awesome. That's great to hear. They've also heard community feedback around wanting more progression, including things from Match XP to feed into the Battle Pass, an entirely separate incremental system along the lines of earning SR-152 in Halo 5, expanding multiplayer progression, offering something the team is exploring, and we look forward to continuing to evolve for the season post-launch. Oh, and here's, I guess, you better look at the design of Warhog. I think it looks fine, but although I would kind of prefer if like the turret head was like more like the classic one, but I digress. Challenges. The means by which a player will progress to the seasonal battle pass will unlock new items tied to XP that earn by completing challenges. Challenges will come in two different flavors, weekly and daily. And in general, challenges are meant to be straightforward and never conflict with the objective. Weekly are usually more directed and specific, while offering more experience in return compared to dailies. Each week, each player will be randomly assigned approximately 20. Exact number, although not quite finalized. Out of a total pool of several hundred potential, within this group of 20, some challenges will be pulled from the easier tier, while some will be pulled from the harder tier, with the XP reward being consummate to the difficulty and the time investment required. We'll speak a bit more about these difficulties further below. The specific weekly challenges a player get are unique per player, so there might be some overlap in general. Players won't be chasing all the same specific ones at the same time. This means it's extremely unlikely that everybody in the same match will get the same get X kills with the sniper challenge. However, the total amount obtainable weekly is the same for each player. By default, all players will have 3 active at any given time, but players who purchase a battle pass will be granted a 4th slot. Again, the total number of challenges and total plus XP is the same for all players. But pass owners will get 1 extra active slot as a perk. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, hold on, I forgot. Here's concept art for the new Behemoth map that we'll be getting with this fight. And this looks incredible, so it is definitely a map set on Zeta Halo, so, I mean, that makes sense. Alright, now when the players completed all their designated weekly challenges, a final ultimate challenge, referred to as Capstone, the multiplayer preview, becomes available, which is the same for every player every week. Completing the weekly ultimate challenge will grant a unique weapon ultimate reward such as Cone Hero Emblem. That's pretty neat. So, like, this is like high tier weapon, challenge, and if you get it, you get a cool reward. That's cool. For further context, here's the list of 20 randomly assigned weekly challenges that players could receive. Stay off my yard. Kill an enemy if Spartan attack in a friendly zone. That makes sense. Win a quick play match. Simple enough. Complete a stronghold match. Makes sense. Kill enemy Spartans and Slayer. Large battle scuffle. Complete BTB. Play an audible match. Kill an enemy Spartan from behind. Kill enemy Spartans. Kill enemy Spartans with the Banshee's Fuel Rod Gun. Destroy an enemy Wraith in PvP. Destroy enemy choppers in PvP. Knock an enemy Spartan off the map with a repulsor. Kill an enemy Spartan with a rocket launcher. Win any PvP. Kill an enemy Spartan using kinetic semi-auto or burst up with a peak efficiency. Capture enemy flags. Kill enemy Spartans by sticking them with a plasma grenade or spike grenade. Grapple and hijack enemy vehicles. Kill an enemy moving forward with a sniper rifle in PvP. Daily challenges. Daily challenges are strictly equipment based. I forgot one. Forgot it again. Sorry. Here's a kind of look at the challenge system and how that works. Daily challenges are strictly equipment engagement focused and essentially serve the present XP drip. They come in 3 varieties, starting with the easy tier and progressing to challenges that have slightly higher and more specific. Initially, players have a large pool of daily along the lines of play any multiplayer match, which awards XP for playing any multiplayer, operates a trusted server, i.e. Bot Arena, Arenos, or BTB. Once the player has completed all of their Stage 1 daily challenges, they'll move into Stage 2, which includes a slew of dailies that are worth slightly more, but requires actually playing PvP matches, which a Bot Arena no longer counts. And finally, once the player is also Stage 2, they move to Stage 3, which awards slightly more by winning matches. Each day, a player's allotment of daily challenge refresh is reset back to Stage 1, and the cycle continues. At launch, we anticipate on average should take up to player 16 to 18 hours of playing and eventually winning before they run out. I mean, I can see most people will not, reaching that, but Who the hell knows how much you're really that dedicated to the game. Of course, it's going to be an area the team monitors closely, and adjustments could be made if necessary. In the July tech previews worth noting, we had specific problems which led some players getting stuck with no way to practice, but that has since been resolved. I've ran into that issue, so it's glad that they fixed it. While we understand the community team's feedback around wanting steady-driven match XP and more ways to earn XP in Battle Pass, we are optimistic the system available at launch will give players adequate means to having something to accomplish and be to progress. Looking further ahead beyond launch, we expect these systems to evolve in direct partnership with player feedback. Challenge Swap. A challenge swap gives players a means of swapping out one of their assigned challenges. They do not apply to dailies. Remember, those tiers we mentioned? Well, using challenge swap will also swap be given a weekly challenge for another suitable weekly challenge from the same tier. This means players will not be able to use a challenge swap to get easier challenges and therefore faster XP. If you're already in the last half of your weekly challenge to use a swap, you're going to get a new weekly shot offers the same level of XP. Challenge swaps are obtainable through different avenues. They can be unlocked as part of a battle pass, an event pass that can be purchased by the store, and they can be earned by partnerships and promotions. An XP boost will award double XP for any challenges can be completed while it's active. For now, an XP boost set to last 30 minutes, though we are still evaluating the final duration of this. For launch, the XP boost timer will count down in real time while it's activated, regardless of where you are or what you're doing in the game. Looking further ahead, this is an area we receive feedback on, looking at ways to make this time more close to actual gameplay time. XP boost can be obtained by unlocks from a pass, purchased from the store, or as part of a promotion or partnership. Single reward vectors. One of the team's core pillars for player customization is ensuring that each unlock comes from a single vector with our player designed first. When to ensure that we are respecting players' time for unlocks that we earn and purchases they make. Or customization. This means that each unlock comes from a consistent vector. If you choose to purchase one, the content within that pass won't be offered by any other means. Similarly, customization a player earns during a seasonal event will not be obtainable again via different avenues. The long card etc. for this plan, there may be times when content previously allocated to a specific partnership may be released probably at a later date. This specific example is largely addressed the fact that in many cases, partnerships or promotions have very limited windows, might not be available to all players. Here are all the ways you can get customization. Weekly Ultimate, Seasonal Battle Pass Rewards, Fracture Events, Special or Seasonal Events, Special Nameplate commemorated real life event, or Unicorn Nameplate during a playdate, Partnership and Promotion Items, Skill Ranks, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, In-Game Store Purchase, Campaign. Ooh. Oh, so they're kind of pulling a little Halo 3 here. I like that. Game content during these 2 previews. Also, it's 2 weekends this time. Awesome. We will have plenty of new experiences as well for all the content from the preview. Here's a high-level look at all the content included in the next 2 weekends. Social Arena, including objective modes and new map on Sunday. Bot Arena, including objective modes. Big Team Battle, that's the second weekend. 3 modes on Fragmentation. That must be the Big Team Battle map we'll be testing. Training mode, weapon duels, customization, battle pass, the new Halo Waypoint web experiences. We'll have all the details of what is included with each of these aspects in our tech preview and live stream this weekend. Weekend Arena. So this is the first weekend set on Arena. Build becomes available for downloads Thursday night. Training mode and weapon duels are available Friday, September 24th at 10 to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time. These are for matchmaking. So Saturday, September 25th, 10 a.m. So same time. It's the same time each one. Monday, September 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Flight access closes until weekend 2. Weekend number 2, Big Team Battle and Arena. Thursday evening, September 30th, flight access turns on. Training mode and weapon duels become available. Friday, the same time for the second weekend too. Monday, October 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the flight arena closes, so like before. Then Wednesday, so the support site will remain open for 2 days after the flight closes. So keep that in mind when you're reporting issues. When we are outside these matchmaking windows, the training mode, weapon duels, battle pass customization, expendable remain online available in game. Remember, when the matchmaking is not available, you can still do stuff in the flight. So like the weapon duels and training mode and all that. So you'll still theoretically be able to play the game. So Okay, well, that's it for the flight. So you gotta remember that this is everything that's included in the flight. They're going more in depth in a blog post on Wednesday and in a live stream the same day, that same afternoon. So on YouTube and Twitch. So if I have time, I might live stream it. I don't know. I'm not sure. So if I don't live stream, I'll probably just download the the portion with the big team battle match, and I'll probably do a video on that. So I'm excited. Oh, and if you get selected, emails will start going out within the next 24 hours. So make sure to check it. Halo Waypoint, your junk mail, regular email. That's across for your Halo Insider account. So this is Halo Gaming. So and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll be seeing you real soon. Bye.